Well, hi Kieran, lovely to see you again. The last time we met was in March when we were over 7 of us from Hollywood Parish to Asha in Delhi. And unfortunately, our conversation today is, of course, as a result of the coronavirus and the impact of that on our friends in Delhi. So really, would really appreciate if you could tell me how COVID-19 has impacted on the community in the slums, where we were with you in March.
So thank you so much, Jane. It's really lovely to see you after that time that we had in Delhi, which is, I hold really fond memories of that beautiful time we spent together. Actually, just shortly after you left, on March 24th, the Prime Minister of India declared a complete lockdown of the whole country. And it really did come as a huge financial shock to the people living in the slums, because as you know, they are all on daily wages and they basically earn and eat, and the same day they hardly have any savings. And Zakira, which is a community that you have been very much deeply involved in, went through such a distressing time. Over there, like, people were working in these metal scrap yards. They were, beating metal down in small little shops, or they were going carrying rides on cycle rickshaws, or many of them would carry heavy loads on carts, or they had small wares that they would sell on the pavement, or go to the local market to sell local wares. So all of that completely is halted, and so they had no money. So when we came to know, we said, like, how can this situation continue? We have to respond, and we have to do something about it. So that the feedback that we started getting was that the containers are empty, there is no food in the house, people are they just don't know what they're going to do with their lives. They had never heard of the word corona, they had never heard of the word sanitizer, they never heard of the word mask. So it was all too much for them to handle. And the slum homes are so tiny, and for them to be confined to those homes, not being able to go out anywhere, it was a shock. And also the police were out on the streets, and they were also beating people who were trying to go out. And sometimes the public toilets are located at a distance from your home, and the police would indiscriminately beat people, and so they were at the receiving end of a great deal of police brutality. And also because the government took time to respond, but when they did this, they started having these food distribution centers in certain parts of the city. But for that, again, you had to leave your slum and try and go to a food distribution center. And people would, the moment the food distribution truck would come, people would just fall all over the truck, and there was no social distancing. And people, especially the women with little kids, the elderly, those who just could not get to the truck, disabled persons who couldn't walk, those who were frail. So all of these people who actually really needed the help couldn't get the help, and those who were stronger managed to get the help. And it was nothing but a bowl of rice and lentils, and just for that, and the sad part is that these are all hardworking people. They're not beggars. I mean, they have worked hard all their lives, as you've seen, and they are proud of their achievements, whatever they are, and they try to educate their children through Asha, as you've seen. So to see them in that state, losing their dignity and not even being able to get a bowl of rice and lentils, with a smile, was very heartbreaking. And we also found that the women and the children rapidly became very severely malnourished, because there was just not enough food in the house. And so they started getting really skinny, and they were on the brink of starvation. And also the cases, we didn't really have at the start, when the lockdown began, we didn't really have like huge numbers of cases in the slums. It only started later when it started getting slightly unlocked. But for the most part, it was more to do with hunger and starvation.
And absolutely tragic. And as you say, I can see very clearly the community you're talking about and how special those people were. So what has Asha's response been, Kiran, to it all in the slums?
So, we felt like we had to respond urgently and critically. So what I did is that because public transport was shut and none of my team members could reach the centers. So we formed these teams of Asha Corona warriors, and these are young people who are at university or who graduated. They came forward, and these teams of warriors have been at the front lines. We have given out money because that's the thing they needed immediately to be able to buy their daily needs. And also then we started giving out these grocery bags. The grocery bags contained wheat and lentils and oil and tea and sugar and all the essentials. And they were so moved when they saw a grocery bag at their doorstep. They could hardly believe that that's really happening. That someone's actually come to my doorstep and is giving me a grocery bag. So that, of course, happened because of the generosity of the parishioners, and it would have never happened otherwise without that. And then we started looking at the malnourished women and the malnourished children, and we've started giving them high calorie and high protein supplements so that they can start gaining weight. And so we're looking after them. We're also giving medicines because they need medicines badly and they have no money for them. So we've opened up various sorts of clinics for the elderly, for women, for children, for patients with non-COVID ailments. And so we're trying to be as holistic as we can in the way we are going about helping the entire community.
Right. Yes, and I've always been very impressed by your values, and this is Asha values very much in action. Is there anything, Kiran, that we in the parish could do to help Asha and help with all that's going on? You could be very assured of our prayers, our love and prayers always, but is there anything else that we could really do to help you?
So, first of all, I just want to thank all of you. I want to especially thank Gareth. I know that without Gareth and without the support of all of you parishioners, whatever we have done in Zakhira, we would have never been able to do. And now there are 10,000 people living there approximately. So there's a lot that we have to do. There is no clear end in sight at the moment. And so just to give you an example of something that is an urgent need, as we found the women were getting severely malnourished and the children who were once upon a time healthy because of Asha's work, they started losing weight and getting severely malnourished. So we're giving them these high calorie and high protein supplements. And it literally costs only 15 pounds to give one mother and her child nutritional supplements for an entire week. So I just thought I'd put it out there because it's absolutely critical that we intervene. Otherwise, they'll get all other kinds of illnesses and serious complications related from those illnesses because their bodies are so emaciated. And so that's one thing. And of course, if parishioners would like to give us help with grocery bags or other interventions like medicines, that's really how God guides you and leads you. And before I end, I just want to ask for your prayers, because that's, I think, the biggest gift you can give us, that God will help us to reach out with deep compassion and with a really deep love for every man, woman and child living in Zakhira, and that we would be able to touch them through the love of Christ and not be able to overlook a single of their critical needs. And give the team strength to carry on in the midst of such hard circumstances. And I pray that God will bless all of you. The God of great abundance and comfort and consolation will be with you all, keep you safe, keep you healthy, keep you completely protected from COVID-19, and that He will replenish your stores and that you will experience His great and many blessings. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Kiran. And I am sure we will be able to support you. And Sakira Slum was very, very important to us, and we just loved our time there. And when you talk about the children and the parishioners, but no, we worked with the children. We played, we made flowers and all sorts of things, and coloured. And then the ladies there, you know, they welcomed us into their homes, and we made bracelets, and so they're very, very close to us. So I think you know, I'd love to think that we will be able to support and to financially in some way. When you're saying about £15 a week for nutrition, you know, is amazing. And be really assured of our prayers, and we have been praying for you and will continue. We know that God is with you all, despite this really heartbreaking and tragic time. And we thank God for you, Kiran, and we pray for you that your health will continue, and all the Corona warriors, those young people that we met, and it's amazing what they are doing, and everyone else, Shiny, all the people we met, we just pray, because you're very close to our hearts. And we will keep in touch with you, and be assured of our prayers. And so that people know, we will have a link at the end of this video where people can donate, and also on our Facebook page and the parish website. And I know people will want to support you, and please be assured of our love and prayers as you go forward.
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you.